Hello everyone, so today I am going to be doing a tutorial on how I do my winged liner. When I did my everyday makeup look, I kind of skipped over the winged liner part and I thought, you know what, I might as well do a whole video about it. It can be really intimidating doing winged eyeliner because if you do it wrong, you can end up just putting eyeliner all over your face and it gets really messy. And it does take time. It takes practice to do it, but there are certain tips and tricks that I have that really do help perfect it because I've been doing it for a really long time. So I know what things help and what things to really just not do, certain things that are gonna just mess up the entire look. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. I always start off by not applying mascara, but just curling my lashes before I put on liquid liner, because if you try curling them after your liquid liner, it'll just come right off. I'm just starting out with my NYX Epic Inc Liner. You can like barely even see the label. But I love this eyeliner. It's super black and it lasts a long time. I don't think it's waterproof though, but it's okay. So I'm just starting off in the middle. And I always go with really small strokes. Just doing little lines. And I start right in the middle and I go towards my inner corner. Once I get to that inner corner, I make sure it blends right in. You can see how it just fades off into nothing. I like that look rather than it being like a block line. It just tapers off really well if you use that tip of the brush. That's why I love the tip of this brush because it's so thin. So then I'm just making those little lines to the edge of my eye. Just be really patient. If you're not really the best at eyeliner, don't try just doing one whole line because it's not gonna work out. Then I kind of get that brush in line with however the shape of your lower lash line is. So if your eyes are a little straighter, you want to make the wing liner a little straighter and you don't want to angle it. But if your eyes are pretty angled up like mine, then you want to angle it up a little bit more. And you can always play with the shape to elongate your eyes or round them out. But I like just going with my natural shape. So I'm just swiping it like that. See how I just like lined it up with my eyes? I press the brush on and I swipe back like that. It's really important not to take your brush this way if you're new at eyeliner. The trick is always flipping your brush and just kind of printing it on and swiping it inwards because there's less room for error. Then I go in the middle of that little wing and I'm just doing little lines to make it a little more of that triangle shape. And I'm gonna start out making a really small wing because I really don't want to end up looking like Amy Winehouse, because that happens sometimes. As you can see, I'm just doing little swipes inwards. Now I'm gonna sharpen that edge a little more. Some people like keeping it like this, keeping it a little more subtle, but I really like making that line pointier. And I'm just doing the same kind of technique. I keep going like that. Every time I want it longer, I never try flicking it out like that because it doesn't work. So I always go this way with my brush. And then I do the same thing with making little tiny lines. See how it's super thin on the edge? It's a little crooked. Then I'm just filling that part in a little more. Then I go back to the middle of my eye and I make it smoother. And then I'm just straightening out that line. So now I'm going to do the other eye and just speed it up so you can see how I do it when I'm not like taking breaks. Now since this wing ended up being thicker, I'm just going to thicken up this wing just a tiny bit, and then I'll sharpen this up afterwards. So as you can see, I got a little bit of eyeliner in that inner corner and then a little bit under the wing. So what I'm going to do is take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm just taking a little brush. Oop, I don't know if you can see that. And I'm wiping it on my Coastal Scents like shading brush or something. And I'm just gonna lightly put it under that wing. You just want to put a little bit under the wing and then in the inner corner. And I'm gonna let it sit there before I try blending it out so that the pigment stays. And then I'm just gonna continue to blend it out with a sponge so that it's really precise. You want to use a brush to put it on and then a sponge to blend it out. So I just let that concealer sit on my skin for a little, and now I'm just taking my Real Techniques sponge, and I am just tapping under my eyeliner. Really making sure that I don't like blend it down too much. So I'm just lightly tapping it, and then I'll honestly just take my finger and tap out the edges. Since it's such a small amount of concealer, you can use your fingers and it's fine. Then for the inside, on my inner corner, I'm just taking my finger, tapping it out. See? And then you have beautiful wings. Now to complete my eyes, I'm just gonna put my Maybelline The Falsies mascara, and I'll be right back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this wing liner tutorial, and I'll be back next week with another video. Bye!